Hey man, it's me, Kevin Smith. Welcome to the Grow Tent, everybody. You have found the best growing channel on YouTube, man. The place where we simplify the approach for you so everyone can learn how to grow. We make it so simple, even I can understand. So I'm going to listen and learn right now.
Woo! What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Grow Tent. We got a fantastic episode for you today. Today we're going to be talking about bottoming your plant. And if you're not doing it, are you leaving results on the table? The answer is yes. A little shortcut to the end, but the answer is yes. But first, guys, if you could watch the full video, it helps out the channel's algorithm a ton. So does stuff like liking, commenting, subscribing. If you're not subscribing yet, what are you doing? Subscribe to the channel. Trust me, I give out all kinds of awesome tips, tricks to get your plants to look just like mine. I don't hide anything on this channel. I let you guys know exactly what I'm doing step by step, and you can follow along. And as long as you do it, your plants will turn out exactly like mine. They giant colas, beautiful amounts of bud, and everything fantastic that you want out of your garden. Also, guys, if you want to grow with the same kind of equipment that I grow with, you can find it at some of it at welcometothegrowtent.com. Also, guys, the channel is sponsored by Mars Hydro, so if you're looking for any kind of light, you can find links to them in the video description below. With the code WTTGT, we'll get you extra discount off of them. You can find all that in the video description below. If you're looking for another way to support the channel, you can join our Patreon. Patreon has a new feature coming up where I'm going to be able to upload videos directly to Patreon. I'm not sure when it's dropping, but it is coming up soon. I got an email advert thing. I don't know if it's an advertisement or just like a notification, I guess I would say, more along the lines that they're going to be allowing us to upload videos directly to them. We don't have to host them on a third party and then bring them over. So by doing this, I'll be able to show all the kind of stuff that YouTube doesn't allow me to show anymore without shadow banning my videos, like the plants, which is the main reason you're on this channel. I still do upload them. I think not my last video, but the 3 before that all had plants in them, which of course that means they were all shadow banned. And you probably didn't get to see them because they hide them unless you're signed in and then go looking for them. They don't have the time. They don't even send you a notification that I uploaded a video. But let's get today's episode going. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Here we go. Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. So I forgot one of my sponsors. It's Cherry Bubbly. Not really. I just wish it was. If you guys have never put this Cherry Bubbly as your water for your bong, I'm telling you, game changer. Game changer. All right. Anyway, let's get to today's episode. They're not really sponsored by me, but I wish they were because this is my favorite drink. All right. So, what is bottoming your plant? And somebody's calling. Nope, didn't answer. Sorry, Con. That was Con. If you guys watch me play Twitch, yeah, that was him. All right, so what is bottoming your plant? Bottoming your plant is essentially the same mechanism as whenever you top the plant. So whenever you top the plant, the growth hormone's redirected down the shaft of the plant, and the lower bud sites now get that, and they start growing up because they're trying to make a new top. So whenever you are bottoming the plant, that is, you take the roots, and let's say your roots are this long, and we're going to chop the bottom third of them off. It will redirect the growth hormone up the shaft, and the branches of the shafts of the root will now start growing out like this. That is essentially what bottoming your plant is. It's the exact opposite of topping because it's on the exact opposite side of the plant. But since these plants are mirrors of each other, it has the exact same effect. So whatever you do to the top that works will also happen on the bottom, and it will also work. Let's see. Can you take too much was a question I had. I've actually seen videos of people, I've done it myself too, if you've watched some of my old videos, where people have taken their potted plants out of their pot and just cut the whole thing in half. Just cut it in half, and then cut all the sides off of it. This is if you're not in a fabric pot. We're going to get more into fabric pots later and why they're awesome, even though they're a pain in the butt to water. But they've taken it the whole plug out and then just cut it right in half, and that's going to have the exact same effect. And if you're trying to put a pot or a plant back into the same size pot, which I don't know why you would want to, but you could cut off the whole bottom half of it, fill the bottom half with soil again, and then plug that plant right back in there, and then you can have that plant back in the same size pot. Once again, I don't know why you want to do that, but you can, is what I'm saying. And it will regrow all those roots back down there, and you've refed, and you don't have to add anything extra. I guess if you didn't have a bigger pot to go into, that's one way you could add food. If you're trying to do like organic style growing, you could add more food that way by adding more soil and get away with it. But I don't, that's not the way I would approach it, but you can do it. I'm just saying you can chop those whole pot, just the whole root ball, you can chop it right in half. It's not going to hurt the plant at all. It's not going to slow it down at all. It's going to instantly start growing those roots back in there, and you would have more soil in there for it to grow on if you didn't want to add anything synthetic. All right. So let's talk about, I just kind of alluded to it, but with fabric pots actually do this bottoming for you 24/7. They do it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, at all times. As soon as that's actually the reason that you grow in a fabric pot, is because it constantly bottoms all the roots for you. As soon as I kind of explained this on the other video the other day with a plastic pot, as soon as the root hits it, it just takes it and turns it around, and you'll see it grow around the outside of the pot. That's why whenever you pull them out, they look so pretty with all the white roots running around them. Whereas with the fabric pots, as soon as that root hits the fabric pot, it grows into it, through it, which is why they're a pain in the butt to transplant, because they're all tied into the fabric pot. And as soon as it hits the air, that part of the root actually air prunes itself and dies. Well, that is the exact same philosophy as bottoming a plant whenever you're pulling it out of a pot. So instead of having to constantly do that, every single time that root hits the thing and air prunes itself, it sends the growth hormone back up the shaft, and now it's going to redistribute it and grow out. So it branches out just like you would do if you were doing the topping at the top to get more tops. You do it at the bottom to get more bottoms. It's a pretty simple explanation of it, but that's why people grow with fabric pots. That's why they put up with the pain in the butt of watering a fabric pot, because it is so helpful, because it constantly is air pruning the roots, which is constantly bottoming them, and that's why the roots grow so much better in a fabric pot. All right, what's next? When to apply this. So fabric pot constantly does it 24/7. You don't have to worry about it. It does it all by itself. That's why whenever you transplant a fabric pot, you don't have ever those roots wrapping around the outside. It just looks like dirt, because the roots never grow around in a circle like they do with a plastic pot or clay pot, whatever you're putting them in. I imagine it's plastic though. So you don't ever have that problem. Whenever you peel that fabric pot off of there, it just looks like dirt, because the roots have grown sideways into it and then redistributed down it. They don't ever grow around it. Whenever you're doing it with plastic pots, you're going to pull that thing out of there. And if you've watched me in some of my old videos, I actually have a razor knife, and you see me, I'll cut it all up. I will cut that root mass up whenever I'm transplanting out of a plastic pot. I sit there and I swipe it all around the sides. You pull the bottom down and you clip it all off there. Generally, I only use plastic pots for the 1 gallons. They're smaller and I don't have to deal with it. After the 1 gallon pot, I usually tend to go to the fabric pots and let them just do it all themselves, because when you're transplanting bigger plants, I want less steps involved, so where I can just unplug it out of this one and plug it right into the next one, because I don't want to deal with the big plants and moving them and jostling them around and stuff like that. but you're going to deal with it anytime you transplant with the plastic pots is when you're going to apply this technique to these plants. The other one is if you are going to go from, let's say you're using a turbo cloner, you've seen me use it, they work amazingly. I'm talking you've got 3 foot of roots in like 2 weeks, like 14 days from clone, chopping it, putting it in to 3 foot worth of roots. They work amazingly. Now I don't keep growing in hydro. I take those out and I plug them right into a 1 gallon pot, and then I let them keep going because they get really big really fast in hydro. Hydro is the fastest way you can grow your plants. If you're new though, it's also the most dangerous way you can grow your plants. A lot of people kill their stuff in hydro if they don't know what they're doing. So if I am going to take my clone, I'm not going to take 3 foot of roots and put it into the soil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop it in half. So I will literally bottom 50% of the root growth off the bottom because it's 3 foot long. What am I going to do with it when I'm putting it into soil? So I will take it and I will cut it in half. Then I will just put soil in my pot about halfway up. I will plug the plant into that and then cover it with soil for the other 50%. What else we got? So yes, the answer is yes. This is not a myth. This actually does work. Bottoming your plants will give you faster root growth, which will give you faster plant growth, which is why fabric pots work so well. So it's proven. It does work. That's the reason we put up with fabric pots. All right, let's jump up to, we have some future upcoming grow series coming up, but thank you guys all for watching this episode. It's much appreciated. And do I want to change camera angles? Yeah, I think we've changed camera angles every different segment. So for future episodes, we'll come up with another one here. All right, welcome back everybody. We're here at the outro of the video. And I just want to say thank you for watching the videos and all the questions and comments and the people that joined the Patreon. You guys are all absolutely fantastic. And we have a new series coming up. And the current series we're on, where we're bringing our plants back to health, it's doing really well. The plants, it's been a week and a half. They already look amazing. You see them on our Instagram. If you follow our Instagram, it's welcometothegrowtent.com. I'll put it up. That's not .com. That's terrible. That's not it. That's not it at all. It's welcome to the grow tent with underscores in between each word. I'll put it right here. That's our Instagram. You should follow it. If you don't, I put up tons of pictures of plants all the time because I know YouTube doesn't like it when I do that. But we've got a new series coming up, and it is going to be Making Films Season 2, which you've probably been able to see Season 1. That's where we made our PFG, our Purple Frost Giant. Probably our most sought after line we've had so far. And this season we're actually going to be taking PFGs. We've got 3 gigantic mothers, and we actually have 3 plants that are taking up an entire 4x8. So we have 3 gigantic mothers of it that we are going to be spraying with colloidal silver to get feminized pollen from. And we are going to be making our 2 new lines, and we are going to be making Cherry Atomic Sledgehammer and Sour Grape Rock Candy. And those are our 2 new ones that we're going to be making for the video series. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe, because we're going to be doing Making Films Season 2, and that's what we got coming up. And I think we might be doing one of those grows in cocoa, because we get a lot of people asking us to do cocoa grows. So I think one of those grows we're going to be doing in cocoa. So thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you guys next time. GT out.